Yeah, we're gonna have
I
to
think
start our
it's a
introductions
scheduled
over.
stream.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, it's a scheduled stream, so you have to go in and activate it on YouTube Studio.
Hey, everybody, we are now live. It says I'm live.
Hello. We are.
Welcome to the season 2 sneak peek Q&A session. Today I've got with me Gwen the Shield Maiden.
Hello.
We just did introductions before this, and I realized the stream hadn't started yet. We also have Viking Gorthar.
Hello, everyone, once again.
And a special guest joining us today, one of the builders for Season 2, who really did some new amazing things with the builds and the mods to help build. Has inspired all of us to up our game. Apollyon, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So yeah, we have a lot to show you guys today. Not too much. I want to sneak peek a few things. You've seen the trailer. Maybe you've seen the trailer. But before we actually get going with questions, so if you have any questions, please go ahead and chat there. Let us know what questions you have. We'll try to answer. We have a bunch of things I want to talk about. But before we get started, just in case you haven't seen it yet, and even if you have, because like Apollyon, I've probably rewatched it about 30 times. How many times have you watched it, Apollyon?
Oh, I don't know.
Many?
I mean, I was at work the last couple days, and yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said it was one or two.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch. Even after I edit it and spend all that time editing it, I still enjoy watching it. The music really helps for sure, but so do the amazing builds, and I do a little bit of camera work. Hopefully it's exciting. So let me pull the video up here, and let's take a look at the trailer here.
Woo. Hype.
Wait, I cannot
I'll watch another time.
hear
I'm
that.
cool with that.
We can't see it on the live.
Yeah, it'll come up here in a second. Hopefully.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Let's try this again. Oh, I don't hear it. Why am I not hearing this? Unmute site. I mute YouTube so it doesn't make noise while I'm doing this, and that's exactly what I want it to do, is to make noise so you can hear the trailer. Okay, let's try it again for the third time. Oh, I hear it.
Can't wait to tame me a rock, one of them rockets. out the most to me were the custom enemies and I can't wait.
Bambi, if you're out there listening, the first shark we see, you're in the water.
Walk the plank. Walk the plank.
The Kraken is gonna take us. This thing was amazing. I honestly haven't watched this that many times because the first half.
Keep going.
Nice.
I just realized too that you guys are all watching the YouTube feed probably of the video, so you're
Nice.
seeing.
The new
With a
best
bit
way
of
to make
delay,
money
yeah.
online, nobody's
We just
talking
now
about
finished
is
watching the
somebody
video.
never heard of.
All right, so that was pretty exciting. I'm
Yeah,
going to
pretty epic.
put this.
Oh, Jiroc, so many people I saw commented and in chat as well are commenting about how great the music is. Where is the music from?
So if you've ever seen a video by this little YouTuber called Jiroc the Viking, at the very end of the video, a little theme song comes on, and it like says, Jiroc merch or something at the end. That's the theme song.
Yeah, I recognized it. Like anyone who follows your channel, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But where did you procure that track? Is it a custom track? Is it?
Yeah. So, well, I think that's probably too the first time that anybody's heard the full version on my channel of the song. I've been itching to
Yeah.
find a reason to show the full song. But yeah, I got that from one of the music libraries long time ago. Like I picked up a couple of nice Viking sounding tracks, and so that was I think I got three of them, and that one was the one I really wanted to use for my theme song, and then the other two I sometimes slip into background music, like in the podcast and at the end of my videos you may hear. Like these drums come in when I start to like thank my patrons. They're also part of this pack of 3 songs. Like they all came together as three songs. Yeah. And people have asked me what the exact name of the song is, and I would have to go look for it. I don't have it here in front of me. But,
Well, for now, if they want to listen to the song, they'll have to rewatch the trailer.
yeah, just put the trailer on
1,000 times, like Apollyon.
Yeah, I just couldn't help it. Like to see some of these builds that I worked on for quite a while, to see them actually in the world is, I mean, that's what I've been waiting for, honestly. Like with all the area that we've been working in, it's just very open and empty and brightly lit. So to see some of these things in the biomes is amazing. Like it really is satisfying to see that.
Yeah, so when we started season 1, back earlier this year, we I started up a new world for season 1, and I had a team of builders just go in and build a bunch of things, and I let them do a little bit of freeform stuff, which, there were some really cool freeform stuff, and there were a couple of little things that kind of broke the world, like the what was it? The boar that
Yeah.
spawned so much loot.
The
It
yeah, because it
crashed
was
the
like
zone.
a 20 star boar or something, and when it was killed, it crushed entirely that zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it completely crashed it. So that was interesting to say the least. It took me like a full day of researching and contacting modders to try to figure out how to fix that zone. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was pretty much in ground zero when that happened.
Yeah.
I remember just everything just shutting down and poop. Wait, where's Valheim? Everything just went. Yeah, and I tried to go back just to see maybe it was just my Valheim, but no, yeah, it was the zone, completely dead.
Yeah.
Makes sense
Fun
why
things
we
like
got
this happen sometimes.
all those friendly warnings before starting to build for season 2, because I guess things were learned. Hey, careful with spawning stuff in. You could implode the universe.
Yeah, easily.
Well, yeah, so that was season 1. I just let the builders go into the actual world that the players would eventually be on and just place stuff. And there were probably a few things that I had to remove because they just didn't feel right for the world or whatever. But this time around, what I did was I created a separate season 2 build world where all of my builders could go on, just build on that world. And once they built their location, I would blueprint them, and then I would hand place them so that they were very meticulously placed all throughout the world. And they're almost all placed now. There's a few more I want to do before we launch. By the way, we launch this Thursday.
Yeah.
Any...
So, Jiroc, we're going to talk a bit more about how you're doing that copying of the buildings and blueprinting, what mods you're using for that, and so on. But to start with, maybe for those who don't know very well your normal playground and servers, what are Jiroc servers and what are the seasonal servers and what's the difference?
Yeah, so the main server, the first one that I started in September of 2022, for those of you listening, watching in the future, wondering what year this is, it's called Jiroc's Viking Playground. It just started, that name came from the world that I started with two of my in real life friends. The server I started with for just the three of us to play. Not the same world that we're all playing in. It was a totally different seed and everything. I just came up with that fun name called the Viking Playground, and I actually ran an Empyrean server and a 7 Days to Die server with exactly the same name, the Viking Playground. Just because I did have my persona of Jiroc the Viking and was doing a few videos for Empyrean and 7 Days to Die. Two amazing games, by the way, for their genre. But so that's where that name came from. And then once Gwen and a few others started to join the server, and we had enough people to try to break the 10 cap limit and whatnot, we realized that resources were getting a little low as we kept adding new players. I got the idea to have a second server to complement it called the resource server, and we ended up resetting it every 2 weeks so that players get a new seed, a new map to explore. We'll run extra events on that seed, and then also they basically they have two. We do also have a creative server where builders can go and with extra mods if they want to build with friends in creative mode, since you can't really build with friends normally in the game.
I did want to say that resource server is genius. That's honestly one of the good selling points to come play on your servers, because with that many people running around in one game, it's bound to happen. So you can, like you said, build events around it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten that feedback from a lot of people. I didn't know if it would work at first, if people, because on our server we have the rule that there's no server hopping, so I didn't know if people would want to hop back and forth. Now, of course, you get to avoid the sailing. You know they've got the mechanic that you can't take metals through portals, so you have to sail them back. And so with our resource server, you don't have to sail them back. You just hop them back to the playground server, and so you get to avoid that sailing back. But you have to sail every time to find them, and every 2 weeks the server resets. So you're still doing lots of sailing, lots of exploring, always a new world. And then you have the comfortable Viking playground to return to. It's our permanent server. And I don't know, Gwen, what would you say? Several hundred builds by now on that server to explore?
On the Viking playground, we stopped counting them. We're to the point where some of the builds were actually putting up for auction for newer players and so on. We're trying to recycle as many of the builds because we don't want to destroy them. Some of the builds are builds from players who have left the server. Some are just builds that were built for specific events and so on. And we're trying to recycle them because real estate is getting quite there's not that much unexplored land anymore. So we have so many amazing buildings. We've got a number of systems and portals and so on, portal chains and things to try to explore as many of those buildings and let people go and explore the world and get inspired by all the beautiful buildings. But yeah, that's the two permanent servers, the Viking Playground and the Resource server. And then when the Mistlands update comes out, we will have a Mistlands server, I believe, which will also be a permanent one. But for now, what we want to talk about is the seasonal server. So what are the seasonal servers as opposed to the permanent servers, Jiroc?
Yeah, so the seasonal server was an idea I got. Just basically, a couple of the players came to me and said, we would love to start over again, from scratch, with no skills and no anything, no materials, no buildings, just to experience the game fresh from the start. So I said, okay, I'll open up a new server that has that will just run for a few months, and then you can go in there and you can start fresh and a new character. But then when you're done, you can always return back to the Viking Playground, the permanent server. And and you can go back and forth. One day you can play one, and one day you can play the other, depending, if we were running events on the Viking Playground or whatnot. But at least this way you'd get to start fresh. But that wasn't enough. I wanted to give myself even more to do, Gwen.
You can't stop yourself, can you?
I know. I get these ideas, and I was like, oh, this would be so cool. If I were playing, I would love if somebody would do this for me. So I want to do this for the community. And I said, well, why don't we place handmade locations around the world? So when you're running around, you just come across these really interesting things. And then it was like, oh yeah, and then we'll put like these items there to find, and then we'll put custom monsters there, and it'll be so fun. And I realized how much work it would be. It's tons and tons of work. But I think the players love it because, Valheim, it only has a few locations in each biome. And once you've visited one biome, you've kind of seen them all, right? Like there's, it's really a template for your mind and your creativity to build what you want. So, yeah, but I've always wanted to just see lots and lots of locations, fun, big, elaborate locations. And I think Valheim or Iron Gate finally added one when they added the Frost Caves. Like the Frost Caves, I think, were the first locations that I felt were really epic. And that's basically what we're doing with Season 2. We're adding lots and lots of Frost Caves. If you think Iron Gate's Frost Caves were nice, wait till you experience like 50 different variations of a frost of that. Like it's like 50 Frost Cave updates because we have each location is so unique and interesting, like a Frost Cave is.
Absolutely. And hi, Kondo.
Good
Got
morning,
Kondo
all.
who joined us.
Hello, Kondo.
Yes, Kondo. What time is it for you down there in Australia?
Currently 5:22
Ah,
a.m.
In the morning, yes. And Kondo and I were up troubleshooting. So, funny little aside. I hosted my monthly poker game at my house last night. I did not win this month though, like I did the last two.
oh,
Yeah, but it was still fun. And I finished. Everybody finally left around 2 a.m. And I hopped on the server with Kondo to start troubleshooting some stuff. And I think I was up till about 6 a.m. with him here for me. And then I slept for about 4 hours and I got up to do this live stream. So if I sound a little kooky at points or lose my train of thought, I apologize.
That's dedication.
yeah. Bambi's saying, "Get Kondo some coffee." I think both you and Kondo need coffee at this point.
Oh, yeah, I have a big thing of coffee right here in front of me.
Yeah, haven't had mine yet.
Oh, you haven't had yours yet?
No.
Oh dear.
So, if you guys do have questions, go ahead and please type them in chat there. We'd love to answer as we go. I did want to ask Apollyon a couple of things. I don't know, Gwen, what's next on the agenda? Should I ask him about building for season 2, or do we have a couple other things to cover?
Well, I think maybe just to kind of also set the scene and maybe answer some of the questions around like what is season 2, and for those players who have played on season 1, what's going to be different? What's the how is that? How has the idea evolved from season 1? So maybe we can talk a bit about that before maybe getting some sneak peeks of the POIs.
Yeah. Yeah, so season 1, we put up locations, and the locations were more sort of open air, interesting looking things. And then we would hide what I called artifacts. So we would create tools or weapons or armor in the game and make them a little bit higher level than you could actually craft. So it felt like you were finding something really special. And we would hide them somewhere in the location. And Kondo, do you remember what you spent hours and hours breaking to get to the artifacts?
Yes, muck piles or mud piles.
Yeah, the mud piles that you find
Oh yeah.
in
Oh,
this
man.
sunken crypt. So they did so much mining. You guys probably had plenty of iron, didn't you, Kondo?
I think we went through, I think one or two pickaxes to get through to one mud pile, and that was 2 or 3 players both hitting it at once.
Yeah, because I added a lot of extra health to it because I didn't want the players to be able to break it right away. I wanted them to have to fight the mobs in the area before they could get to the chest underneath the mud pile where the artifact was. And so, yeah.
That was all why. Sorry, that was all while you had mobs also attacking you too with those mud piles.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in the original season 1 survival, that was the basic formula for that one. And then the hard mode, it had spawners that would just keep spawning things on you while so you would like kill a few things, go hit the mud pile a few times, then things would spawn and you'd have to kill them again and go back. And so it was very challenging. But what I realized with season 1, since Gwen wanted to hear or me to explain the difference between season 1 and season 2, was that in season 1, when you cleared a location, you took the artifact and you killed all the monsters and you left the location in shambles because it usually got wrecked too by the mobs. There wasn't a lot of reason for anybody else to ever visit the location, unless they were just curious to see what had been there because all the mobs were dead and the artifact had been looted. But still, people had fun. Everybody loved it so much they requested a NoMap version and then a hardcore version. And in season 2, when we were trying to figure out what to do, I came up with a couple different ideas, and in the end, I settled on what I think is much better than season 1, because in season 1, you do it, and nobody else really needs to go to that location. But in season 2, every location, every single location, is redoable, because instead of placing an artifact in a chest, there's now an achievement, or multiple, I should say, achievements at each POI. And once you do that achievement, you've got that, and we're using mods to spawn mobs in constantly, so mobs never go away. That's why you do need mods for season 2. It's so that each POI or each location is replayable. So once you explore it, you do the achievement, you fight your way through, then you move on to the next one. Somebody else can come in right behind you and experience it, fresh and brand new, because nothing will be destroyed. All the buildings have infinite health. Everything there has infinite health. Mobs respawn, and then they get to do the achievements too. And I haven't added them up exactly yet, but I think we're going to have something like 150 or more achievements to do in season 2. So that should be pretty interesting to see who's going to be able to accomplish the most achievements.
So basically, to summarize then, main difference between season 1 and season 2, for those who have experienced season 1, is that season 2, the POIs do reset, which means that you're not missing out. If you're starting later, or if you're playing at a slower pace, you will still get a chance to experience every single POI. And the second big thing is the new achievement system, as opposed to having loot at each POI like we had in season 1. So do you want to talk maybe a bit more about the achievement system, explain the system for those who are not familiar with it, with the artifacts and relics and so on?
Well, yeah, so season 1, it was just an item placed at the location, and in season 2, there's no items placed there, because if one person looted it, then there would be nothing for anybody to loot the next time somebody else came through. So the achievement system is like achievements you see in many games, where you have something to do in the game, something to accomplish, some set of goals to do, almost like a quest, sort of. And so in a lot of games it'll track that, and I think Valheim might do those. Other games have achievements through Steam. It's like, I don't know, kill 100 boars, and then you'll get that achievement, unlocked killing 100 boars. Now we don't have that kind of an achievement. Our achievements are associated with the actual locations themselves. So it's, fight your way through, figure out how to get to the end, because sometimes it can be a little bit of a puzzle. Sometimes it can be a little bit of parkour while you're trying to fight mobs and explore these amazing locations. And then there's what we call tomes of the great ones, a mystery in the world. These old ancient books that are hidden in each location. Now, of course, Valheim doesn't have books in the game, but we use signs as books, and we put the label for the tome of the Great One in the location, and so you have to find it, and it's usually at the end of the location. And this is a good time to announce that there's also going to be, what exactly did I call them? Oh yeah, so manuscripts from the Mad Viking. So there's pages of the Mad Viking's manuscripts hidden. So normally with the volumes of the Great Ones, you just have to get to the end of the POI, and it's right there in plain sight. And then you take your screenshot, you submit it on in my Discord achievement channel, which builds a pool of points so that you can earn something like a flame sword or something on the Viking playground. Some other cool things you can get with your achievement points, but it's really for the experience because it's so much fun. But the manuscript of the Mad Viking is, his book was torn apart and his pages were spread throughout the world, and they are hidden, so you're actually going to have to search the POIs for these manuscript pages. They're not just going to be easily they're not going to be easily found.
Nice, like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, so you'll spend some time trying to find it while the mobs are respawning, trying to kill you. Get out of my house, they're gonna say.
That's fun.
Yeah,
And there's another achievement that are we allowed to say?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, there's one that I really like the idea of, which is the Safari Explorer one. Which is basically we just need to take a picture of some of the mobs and the custom mobs that we'll see in the game, right? And submit that as an achievement to prove that we have encountered those things. So if we're like me, if you're not much of a fighter, you don't want to go and fight the crazy scary mobs, but you just want to take a quick picture and run away. That's gonna give you some achievement points too.
Yeah, the Safari Explorer, it will be a fun achievement because you got to capture the creature on film or on your Viking
Yeah.
mind. It's a screenshot.
Yeah, it's got it's got a very like a Pokemon vibe. You got to catch them all.
Yeah, exactly. And there's lots of new creatures, and I should say that not all the creatures are mean. They're not all gonna want to
Oh.
fight you. Some are cute too, and you're gonna see them in game and go, "Aw."
I'm like sharks. Sharks are cute as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sharks
they're
with
so
big little
cute with
white
all those
features.
teeth.
Yeah, nice little shiny, pointy teeth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so and the mods, yeah, they added a bunch of new creatures, which is fun. Um, and they may not be as refined as the main creatures that we all know in each biome because they were created by modders. So I expect that we will have to do a little tweaking throughout the season, Kondo and I. So definitely, through the season, if you come across anything weird in the world or a little too tough, I should maybe say, just let us know because we can tweak the files on our ends. We've spent a lot of time testing them to try to find the right balance. But yeah, so many cool things for you guys to discover, not just locations, but all these creatures with the Safari Explorer.
Yeah, someone is Canaris is saying, is that achievement called paparazzi? Maybe that would have been a better name for it. But yeah, Safari Explorer, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
And Michael, so one of the things that we observed and learned from in season one, hence when we first launched survival season one, afterwards we had a NoMap mode and a hard mode, was that players actually played through a lot of the content and progressed a lot faster than anticipated.
Yes.
And that's something as well that we have learned from. And in season two, we have things to stop that. So Michael in chat is asking, it's pretty common for experienced players to be pushing into POIs and other biomes on day one. What are you going to do to slow players down?
Yeah, great question. So we learned from season one and the NoMap server. Season one, everybody, they had access to, all the tools in the game, all the stuff that you have in the normal game, and they just went through the content really quickly, really quick. I think 90% of the content was done in about 4 days, 5 days. And then the other 10% probably took another 10 days to completely finish. But and then in NoMap, they never finished all the content because they were, they didn't have a map, so it was harder to move around. So we learned that NoMap is one way to slow players down, but of course not everybody wants to play with NoMap. So
Yeah.
we're going to adopt a little bit of what we learned from our hard mode server. In hard mode season one, I gave the players only rafts they could build. They could not build the carve or the long ship, which was a little tedious, so I probably am not going to do that again. But it did slow them down quite a bit. Kondo, do you remember sailing around for hours in your raft?
I think we spent nearly a full in-game day just sailing a short distance, I think, to a biome to search for bone mass.
Yeah, but when you
Remember, there was 3 rafts of us.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was on I played a little bit of season 1 hard mode with you guys, and I remember all the rafts. And I think I remember dying with you, Kondo, on the raft.
Oh yes, that was right at the start. We tried sailing. For some reason, Rudy decided to go to a different biome from where we started, and we all took off on a raft. Got halfway out, got attacked by something, and then both died at sea.
Yeah. What was the original question, Gwen? Sorry.
So yeah, you pretty much answered it. Is well, what are we doing to slow the players down in
Oh, right.
season 2? So I guess we haven't quite answered it
Yeah.
yet.
So in season 2, we're going to start with two versions of season 2. One is the normal version, and in the normal version, you have access to all the ships, all the boats, but you will not be able to build a portal in season 2 survival. So portals are going to be very special in the game because at the starting zone, there's a giant portal hub, which I've posted a teaser picture of on my YouTube channel. If you look at the community posts, and in there are 6 portals, and they go to 6 different meadows locations. So you essentially have 7 different starting locations, the main island where you spawn in, and then you can take these portals to 6 other locations, and you can freely go back and forth. In hard mode, we made the portals one way so they couldn't come back, but now here you're going to get to go back and forth and meet up with other people. So that's how we're going to do that. And then there's going to be a chain of portals sort of around the outer ring of the world. So once you start exploring and you find this, even just one portal in the chain, you will then be able to portal all the way around the chain. So that will help people be more mobile once you get out and explore and discover that, so that you can, more quickly meet up with people. You'll have to do a little bit of running and sailing, but it won't be like you have to sail halfway across the world. And in the starting portal hub, there's actually 7 portals in there. The 7th is not placed in it, but at some point throughout, I will probably place a portal to the outer rim when I feel that you guys have explored and you've discovered. You may unlock that portal when you guys when the players discover the outer ring portals, so that then players can really start to get around. And for those who don't have time, everybody has different amounts of time to play, so they don't have to sail for 30 minutes before they can start playing with other people. They'll be able to just hop through the portal network and hook up with everybody else. And then
what about on the NoMap?
Yeah, and so in NoMap, you get your portals, you get your ships, you get everything, because you've already got NoMap to slow you down. So.
Yeah,
Already
you
gonna
already
be
have a
hard,
handicap.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. At least you have portals.
Well, it'll be interesting, too, to see how people progress through achievements on the survival versus NoMap. NoMap, you can just keep sailing and portaling around back to your base and portal back out and keep sailing. And then, on the survival, you have to take the portal network or just sail. So it'll be interesting to see who's progressing through the content faster. Any ideas on that?
We'll become a people of the sea. We'll become a people of the sea, maybe. Just sailing around from point to point.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to do that on NoMap. I've made myself the kind of mini commitment. I don't know how long I'll keep it, but I will try to play and use as little portals as possible, because and I think Kondo in season 1, you on NoMap, you pretty much played with minimal portals as well. I will try to only use portals for emergencies, for if I'm in a really bad situation, but try to sail and run and ride everywhere I can rather than using the easy route.
But yeah, and sailing's going to be so much more interesting now.
Oh man, yeah, it's going to be
more
intense now with all those. Oh god.
Yeah, the ocean. If you see a kraken, beware. Kondo, right?
Yes, definitely.
They are
It's just
a
scary
handful.
creature.
You get a little hint of it when you see my trailer, but I cut before the real devastation starts.
Oh no.
um, but
If you
not all
see
this.
one,
What's that?
sails down. I said, if you see one, sails down and run for your life.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. And if you can get it to land, maybe you'll have a fighting chance. But yeah, the Kraken is the boss of the ocean in season 2, so
Mm-hmm.
be very
Oh, and
careful.
I'm expecting my share of encounters with him.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those emergency situations. Gwen was talking about having to use portals to get back to your body, but your body will be floating out there somewhere.
So still need to sail. That's fine with me. That's part of the fun of the game, right? And
Oh,
of being a Viking.
yeah, absolutely.
So, Jiroc, I've got Greg asking us, people, because, people want to see all these lovely builds we do. And people are thinking that maybe you should make available the seed on one of the platforms. And he's asking if you're archiving each season seed and just seeking custom seeds, maybe upload them to Nexus or any other ones.
Oh yeah, this is my first public announcement. So on my Patreon channel, I have a new level there where if you sign up, it's called the Game Master level. And if you sign up for that, you get access to every seasonal server that I launch when it's fresh and brand new. But the only way to access the current one is to join my server and play with everybody else. But once that season's over and I launch the next season, then the previous season will be available. So since season 2 is coming out, season 1 map, fresh, brand new season 1 map with over 50 locations to explore, um, custom not custom mobs, but higher level mobs than normal to make the fights fun, and all the artifacts placed at each one. That's available for download if you become a Game Master patron. In addition to that, on the Game Master patron level, I'm uploading really interesting blueprints for those people who like to build in creative mode and use the plan build. Jules and Matthias D. Croc's really awesome plan build mod. So yeah, and then there's going to be a few other things for the Game Master level. I've already got some stuff, files ready to download, including season 1, and as soon as I launch season 2 here on the server, I'll be uploading some more content to that. So yes, the answer is yes. The short answer. The seeds, then the worlds will be available after when the next season starts for my patrons.
And
I
so
will
we
be
find
able
you
to
on
download them.
Patreon.
Yeah, yep, that's patreon.com/Jiroc, the Viking.
Cool.
Yes.
Shall we look at a few locations?
Are we
Have a
there
sneak
already?
peek?
Little
Well, it
sneak
would be
time.
nice to have. We've been twirling around the swamps on screen for a while, so maybe we can look at a few locations. And I know you wanted to chat about the POIs with Apollyon.
All right, I've been real quiet.
Well, yeah. So, Apollyon, which one of your builds do you want to visit?
um, oh wow.
You want to pick
I
one?
actually had to go. I had to go back to the server. I didn't realize how much damage I had done with these builds in the last couple months. I actually forgot about a few of them.
Oh, I'm
I went
sure.
I went back to the server and just kind of started hopping around. I got to one. I was like, man, I did that one. I mean, I just something popped into my head, slapped it together in a day or two, and then just moved on to the next one. And so there was a couple of them. I was like, oh man, I actually don't even remember making that one. But
Wow.
the first couple, the first few, I've never used these mod tools. Like I was one of those staunch like vanilla game. That's how the devs intended.
Yeah.
For I don't know 1,500 hours.
Yeah.
And then when I joined your servers and I saw this thing pop up, I was like, I'll give it a shot. Well, I was missing out. Like the tools you have available to do stuff is it's incredible. These mods are amazing, and so the first few builds are. I mean, I feel like they were all right, but there was one in particular that I think it was one of those moments that a light bulb went off and I just kind of
Mm.
figured it out. It was the churn.
Oh, the churn is amazing. That's a great one. We should definitely check that one out.
Yeah, it was the one that when I kind of scaled back and looked at it and went, "Whoa, I didn't know you could do that." Like it's
All
just it was fun to make.
right, I'm gonna put up a quick little screen here so you can see what I'm doing as I go over to this POI, and then I will remove that screen once I'm there so I can show you this. Yeah, your builds. You started doing some really interesting things uh, to the builds. Can you talk about how you aged the builds to make them look old and ruined? How did you do that?
The gizmo rotation tool is it seems like such a simple thing, but it unlocks the ability to be able to rotate on three different axes. Um, is unbelievable. It really is. And I don't know. I just kind of, I mean, with as many hours as I've played in this game, um, I guess my thought process was I wanted to make something that if you were running through the Black Forest and it opens up to the meadow or vice versa or something like that, if you saw this thing in the distance, like you would definitely want to go check that out. So, um, a lot of the stuff I made, I like the idea of like nature taking it back, like it's abandoned or at one point it was used and then just time passed and it just those vines, man, those vines are so great. Um, they kill your instances, but they look really good.
They look real pretty.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I like the idea of stone falling apart and just time, time kind of affecting the thing that was there. I guess that's the best way I can put it. So yeah, I mean I think there all the different mods that are available. That gizmo rotational tool is, I mean you can make something look exactly like you want. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's something like I'm used to seeing builds on the server and all the builds that I had done and builders that I see on YouTube. Everybody builds with the basic mechanics of the game, and so every structure basically looks like it was just built yesterday, brand new. But when you get Gizmo and you spawn in a couple of things like vines and roots and guck and some other things, you twist the blocks a little bit to make it look out of place, or you make one look like it had fallen and hit some other blocks below it, and then you just repeat that 100 times or more throughout the POI, and then it just looks amazing. But for you guys, real quick, I'm streaming to Discord so you guys can be live as I move through the location if you guys want to follow along, so you're not on the YouTube delay here for
Uh,
the people in voice chat
Oh,
with me here.
it's a good call.
Yeah. So
Good idea.
I have so many streams going on.
yeah, so once I saw, I think it was the cathedral was your first build. Does that sound right?
I think that was the very first one I did, and looking back, like if I had just a few days,
Oh
I
no, but see, that was
can
people were putting together locations, and you're like, I wanted real world locations that felt like they belonged in the world rather than just some weird, contraption of a building, for parkour. And I mentioned that, and so when I saw your cathedral, not only did you put elements of parkour into it, you built a cathedral which kind of felt like it belonged in the world, a real building, not just some weird, jump course. And then I saw all the how you made it look ruined by with vines I'm not sure if you use vines on that one, but you like the way you twisted the blocks and everything. And I was
Not-
just blown away. And then I like started telling all the other builders, "Oh, you got to make everything look aged like this. It's so awesome looking." And then the one you're talking about is this one I'm about to reveal right now. Shoom. The churn.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me put this torch away.
See some
Oh, I can
friendlies
see
nearby.
things. Yeah, I can see things flying in the distance
Yes.
and walking around on the platform over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you're going to get to see a little bit of spoilers for this one if you don't want any spoilers. I did make it a little bit darker so that you don't get a clear view of it, but so yeah, this is an old water wheel house and a bridge leading to it. And look at the way he's got this. The blocks the way I was. Let me get my torch out. See just how the blocks are just twisted and turned. There are vines here too, and
Yeah,
it
I
just
love
looks
those
like it's
vines.
old and it was falling apart. And I was like, oh, I want this on every build. And then every build I was doing, I started doing it too. So yeah, so this is this one, and it already starts with a little parkour. You gotta hop on over and beware of these mobs, and yeah, they're actually attacking a bunch of things in the water, which I might show you if I can find one that's not dead.
Are you
Oh,
sure you're on ghost mode?
I'm on ghost mode, yeah. But they're attacking things. Actually, it looks like they're attacking the torches. That one.
Thanks, Drake.
That one is attacking that torch right over there. Which is something I'll have to talk with you about, Apollyon, in Season 3. I have some ideas about how to prevent the mobs from attacking the player-built items that they can, because normally all the mobs attack player-built stuff because they're trying to destroy your base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a little parkour, and for Gorth, and Bambi, you want to check for sharks. You never know what you might see if you
Don't
fall.
fall in the water.
Oh, there's a wolf down there.
It's a four-legged shark that barks.
Yeah,
There
that's
you are.
a four-legged shark down there.
A furry one.
A furry shark.
Talking about furries, I'm seeing a little Fenring down there. A Fenris cultist, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, look in the window up there.
No.
There's somebody waiting up there for us. Inside the.
He seems quite angry.
Yeah,
Yeah, he seems to be attacking someone or something.
yeah. And yeah, I'm in ghost mode, so they're just going to ignore me. But
Oh,
look at
it
the way
seems
this
like one.
is like, look at this right here. It's falling apart. Look at that. And see how they're all angled like it's like a story, like it's all falling apart together. This one fell apart, that one was next, it fell apart. You might even see yeah. Sometimes there are blocks even like in the water or in the ground below.
Or even the floor, if you go back and light the torch, you can see that the blocks are not clipped like they normally would. Some are
Yeah, like that one.
sticking out a little bit, and it just makes it look so much more natural. It's like if you go to any old city anywhere in the world and you see like cobblestones and stuff like that, like that's really kind of the feel, isn't it? It's like it's been there for a long time. It was maybe not put together super well, or just over time the rocks have kind of moved. And yeah, there's a story to it. It's not perfect. It doesn't look manufactured.
Yeah, and
It looks very natural.
anybody who has like a wall or like cement on their property, or you've seen in public, and there are trees and the tree roots start to grow and push them up and push them around.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we get here. Yeah, it's just like everything's been moved or pushed around by time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this I really leaned into the abandoned ruin, like falling apart thing with some later builds. I think there was one with the execution. Whew,
Well, yeah.
that one, that one, I think that may be my favorite one.
The execution, huh?
Yeah, it's
That one is
it's-
really cool.
it was fun to design aside from the aesthetics, you're designing a level, you're designing a way for a player to traverse it. It's not just walking into a big room, this thing happens, and then you walk out. It's you have to you're setting a path, or giving somebody an option, maybe give them the wrong options. Thanks for that tip, Kondo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, it's just fun. Like I just kind of looked at it as, what would I want to see if I was playing?
Yeah, for people who have played MMOs or even like games, well, I know like 7 Days to Die does this too. The locations in 7 Days to Die and the well, I forgot what they call them. It's been so long in World of Warcraft, but the dungeons, it's basically really nicely built up, and then there's a path through the location, and sometimes the path, you have to backtrack because you went the wrong way, a little maze like, but yeah, so there's a path, so you experience the whole location through it, and you have mobs to fight along the path. And this one is absolutely like that too. There's a very specific path you have to follow to get to the end of this build. And one of the things, like what he's talking about with construction and the way pieces fall apart and the way you move blocks, I like to point out that these two pieces here on the ground, this roof piece and this wall, they're not just arbitrarily placed here. I'm actually going to kill these mobs
Got a lot of Drake friends.
right now so I can. They're pushing me around. They're bullying me. But so these pieces on the ground here, they're not just placed here to look like the building is old and ruined. They actually have a story. You can look up. If you see a piece on the ground, it's likely it had fallen from somewhere, and you can see up there, right in the center of the roof there, that piece that's missing. And then somewhere over here, right there. I don't have my crosshair, but that's like where that wall fell out. Probably from that evil mad Fenring up there who's really angry inside there. But yeah, so like the pieces aren't just placed randomly to say, oh, look, it looks ruined. There's a bunch of pieces all over the place. Nah, you pull them out of the building. So when you look up at the building also looks ruined. And there you go. There's the pieces on the ground. And so I really invite you guys, when you explore these POIs, I know you're going to run up and you're going to fight the monsters and you're going to look for the pages of the Mad Viking, and you're going to look for the tomes of the Great Ones, and then maybe a couple of others that I'm not going to tell you about achievements yet. Try to look at the POI and see its story, because like this has a story. These two pieces came from there. What was the story of this building? That's one of the things I just love. When I come across something, I like to create stories in my head for how it happened. And that's why I started in the swamp today, because it's probably my favorite biome for so many reasons. The history of the Draugr, the sunken crypts, but also the evil statues. Those just being there in the world. Every time I come across one, I have to stop and I look at it and I think, what ancient sacrificial rituals were going on here? And you could do that at each of these POIs. They're so interesting that you can really admire them.
Well, I do appreciate you noticing that, because it was. I mean, I guess that's just something that I was thinking about when I was making things. I didn't expect anybody to notice, but just trying to make it look as real in the condition it is as I could.
Yeah. Any more questions before I share a little bit more of this POI with everyone?
No, but if people have questions or things that come to mind, feel free to post in chat and we'll answer any questions you might have.
Yeah. So let's.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's behind that door?
Oh, let's go up to that door. So this is that thing, like we talked about, things that you normally would think that would be the path are not the path, and you have to find the real path. So this is a great example. So this is the entrance to the thing, and when you come up, let me turn my torch off. All you can do is look inside. You kind of get a hint of what's in there. Oh my goodness, what? I see water in there. I see bats. Kondo has been running around
Busy.
with his evil character, loading these up with evil mobs for us to encounter. But yeah, so you can't get in here. These doors, every POI is has infinite health and is warded. Now you won't see. You remember if somebody hits something in your building and it has a ward, you get that blue flash and then that noise that
Yeah,
goes
the alarm.
boom, boom.
Hmm.
Kondo and I found out that a ward protects everything from the bottom of the world to the top of the world in the zone line. And the zone lines for the world are exactly 64 meters. And that pink line right there is a mod that shows me the zone lines, so it helps me build and play stuff. And so within
Wow, I'm learning stuff. This is cool.
yeah, this is Jiroc Kusala's or Jere Kusala's ESP mod has this and so many other options, but that's what I use it for. And so within this, the ward protects everything within its radius, but all the way up to infinity. I haven't actually flown to the top of the world to see if there is a hard limit, but what we did is we placed wards instead of placing them here, so that you had to listen to the alarm and the flash. The wards are floating in the sky. What was it, Kondo? Like 2,500 meters up. We went with.
Yep. Yeah, 2,500.
Ah.
That's
Yeah.
very
So
smart.
the wards, the alarm that the wards give off, those are just around the object of the ward.
Yeah, only around
It's not on the ground level. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see that flashing blue dome, and then hear the sound only near the ward, and they're way up in the sky. Yeah. So you can't go in here. So let's see a little bit about the path on this POI. I won't give it all away, but we'll show some of it.
So that also means no chests to open.
Right, no chests to open. Instead, you're trying to figure out and solve the puzzle of which way to go. Maybe do a little parkour, fighting some creatures, and then doing some Easter egg hunting, trying to find the pages of the Mad Viking or the tomes of the Great Ones. And you have to be careful of hidden passageways too, because they might be through these vines. You see vines. You might want to check vines to see if there's a hidden passage.
Awesome.
You never know.
I love this.
Yeah. So much different than season 1, right? Like season 1 was just a POI out in the open. It looked cool, but it didn't have this. Basically what Apollyon did and really made us realize is he's game level designing. And he's on the level. I put him up against any of the game level designers in any game out there, because I've played the games and I know what the game levels are like. And he's designing game levels that are on par and in some cases better than what you're seeing. So Apollyon, if you ever need another job, your resume here, I bet you get hired. I'm not kidding.
That may be one of the greatest compliments I've ever. I mean, for somebody that's played video game, I remember getting my first Nintendo when I was a kid on Christmas morning and falling in love with, the world you get lost in. Whew, I've never had anybody say anything like that to me. Thank you. That's really nice of you.
Yeah, no, and it's true. Kondo, come on, back me up here.
100% back you up.
Yeah. Kondo and I spent hours going through your POIs and just saying, wow, look at this. This is like, we have to learn from this, and we have to help our other builders learn from this. What were some of your favorite things you noticed in some of these POIs, Kondo?
Yeah, probably the pathing, like the storytelling that you're talking about. Having a build go from start to end, and a specific path, and then how the different elements of parkour was added by Apollyon to create that storytelling and that pathing through pretty much every POI that he's made.
Yeah, that was a big thing that like I realized early on, because in season 1 we just had like these open air POIs, and you could kind of run in anyway you wanted to and get to the loot, sometimes quicker than others, sometimes without even having to fight mobs. But in this, I started to realize, you'll build your building, then block everything off and put a path. As a matter of fact, one of our builders named Vaste, he built this Colosseum, and Kondo and I went there, and we thought, okay, yeah, this is starting to come together, this Colosseum. We gave him a few pointers, but then we realized, he's got this, inner hallway ring all the way around the bottom of it, and then the big open arena in the middle, and then a special room for like a spectator up top. And it was sort of just all open. And what we did is we went through and we made it look like it had crumbled in places, so that you have to enter the arena through one spot, go all the way around through the hallways, come out through a broken wall into the center of the arena, find another broken way to get in to get up to the room where the end of the POI is for the achievement. And then we just started doing that over and over at every POI. Like, you have to go through a very special path. And ooh, look, we get to look in here. Oh my goodness, there are barrels floating in the water. What?
I'm going to love this so much. Again, like, combat is not my favorite part of the game, but I am a curious person, and I
I'm with you.
love just visiting. Yeah,
I'm
every
the king
single
of
corner.
dying. Like, I'm so bad
Yeah.
at finding things. Just kind of want to look at stuff.
There could be other things floating in the water as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And I'm checking these vines for secret passageways. Like I said, you never know.
just in case. Yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll be
Uh,
basically jump skill 100, because I'll be trying to go through every banner, every vine, all the things.
Run up
But
against
yeah, I
the
really
wall
love
of
this
fame.
about this season too, because season 1 kind of felt very combat heavy. All the POIs there was loot, there was mobs. You had to fight the mobs to get to the loot. And the POIs themselves were beautiful. They were really nice to look at, and we actually even visited POIs that had been taken down just to admire the buildings. But this has so much more to it, with like the puzzle elements plus the different types of achievements, the parkour stuff. It's wow, I can't wait.
Yeah, I want
I
to point.
apologize in advance for some of the parkour I made. I was told that is one of the elements to add to the POIs. I may have went overboard on a couple of them, so just keep at it. You can do it. You're not worried about skills here. Just keep trying after you keep falling.
Yeah, yeah. And look at the design on the back of this water wheel house. The water wheel over there on the right, it's not just your standard water wheel perfectly ready to work. That one has fallen off of its I can't think of the word.
It's axis.
It's axis.
Axis.
It's axis, yeah. And it's in the water and it's broken apart. And here's something you want to be, as you're going around and you're exploring. Be careful. Sharks. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah,
Let me fly back up there. So you're going to see this a lot. You think the path is okay, and you're looking for a secret passage, and the vines are covering. And look, not only are the vines, look at how the railing and the floor are all tilted. It's not just a missing floor piece and missing railings. They've actually fallen, and they're just barely hanging on there. So there's a whole story there. All those pieces fell together for some reason. And then, why the vines want to grow over the place where you can fall, I don't know. Maybe that's the will of the gods.
Maybe they were there before the bridge broke.
Yeah,
Just hang on.
Yeah, maybe the vines made it break, right? They put so much pressure on it.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So,
Jiroc, we've got Woozle asking us, Michael the Woozle, he's asking us if you're planning to add content after the season starts.
yeah, so one of the big things that we'll be working on, or I will, and a couple of others who may have time for it, is we'll be looking at trying to add more achievements throughout the world. Like I said, there's already 150, but I'm curious to add a few more. I have some ideas for more, and then events, maybe there'll be some events going on. But the way this world is designed, it's really designed so that you don't need to count on admin run stuff. These locations will run themselves. Will we add more locations like this to the world? Maybe. That'll be a little time dependent too. And I have to see how fast people are progressing through the content. And yeah. But I believe almost every continent has at least one location on it, and some have more than one. And when you
So
open up
that's how many in total?
a lot.
A lot.
You can't see it, but I'm holding my hands about 3 feet or almost a meter apart, and I'm just saying a lot. This many.
Well, also we do have our permanent servers, and we do run weekly events on that permanent server. So, there's a lot of content to go through in the seasonal servers, but there will be still admin run events and so on happening on the Viking playground and the resource server. So yeah, we're never short on content, that's for sure. Oh, and those events on the permanent servers as well have those kind of dungeons and custom POIs and things that are built and have fun challenges to them.
We'll make sure our players keep themselves entertained, even if they stay back in the playground server. There's always something to do
Absolutely.
here.
Well, yeah, and we have the achievement system is growing now on the Viking playground as well. We started what was it, the tomes of the ancestor tomes. Gorth has been helping me with that. He placed, I think we're up to 15 now. So at 15 different burial chambers and sunken crypts, right?
Yeah, exactly. Burial chambers, sunken crypts, and some of the just the regular crypts.
Yeah, we've placed hidden tomes in there that you can find and to earn the achievement. So it gives players another a reason to get out in the Viking playground and explore it to find these crypts and burial chambers. And while you're out there exploring for those to find the ancestor tomes for the achievement points, you're also discovering the hundreds of builds on our server because you come across them as you're moving around looking for things. So it gives you a reason to get out and see all the great builds on the server while you're looking for those. And
I see players scanning the whole continent, just trying to find them, and moving, hopping along from island to island.
Yeah. Do you know if anybody has found all 15 of the initial ones that have been placed?
So. Don't think so.
Yeah.
Mac is one of the lead runners, I believe, but not all 15 just yet. And by the time someone does the 15, we might just increase that.
Yeah.
Maybe give them something else to do.
How many have you found, Kondo?
I'm aware of 13. I think I've actually taken a screenshot of 10, I think. And we've placed portals near another 3, and I think there's 2 eluding most people at the moment.
Well, yeah, and I definitely want to get, once season 2 is launched, I want to go back there too and start adding a few more. And I have a lot more other achievements. There's going to be, it's not in place yet, but there's going to be achievements placed out in the middle of the ocean to give you a reason to get out and sail and explore the world too that way. So I know a lot of people, because there's so many builds, and we probably have hundreds and hundreds of portals on the Viking playground if you add up everybody's portals. I should probably do a count one time with my mod list just to see the number of portals on the server.
Too many.
Yeah, it just says too many, cannot calculate. But yeah, so it'll give you another reason to get out on your boat and sail around once we get these achievements placed out in the oceans.
Sailing is severely underrated in this game. I know
so
once folks get portals set up, they hop back and forth. You'd miss out on some of the most fun in the game. Like I see on Reddit folks talking about, well, should I, server hop this stuff? I'm afraid to, move iron. And I just kind of chuckle. I'm like, you're missing out on some of the best
Yeah,
experiences. Like
because
there
that's
is
the whole
nothing.
point. That's the whole fun.
Yeah, you're missing. There's nothing more white knuckle than having 500 iron in your longboat stow, and
Hmm.
knowing that you have to traverse a good portion of the map in the ocean to get home. And of course, it's night and it's a thunderstorm, and then two serpents show up. Like that's the game. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Glenn.
No, because if everything was too easy, people would get bored. So sometimes we take the path of least resistance, and it's easy to do those little cheaty things just to make our lives easier. But yeah, you're right. We miss out on a lot, and that's why I enjoyed playing NoMap so much, because it really did incentivize us to explore on foot, sail a lot more. Because of course we couldn't really rely. We didn't have a map, so we couldn't really do the usual thing of you hop on a continent, you place a portal there, you go exploring, and then you know that you'll always have a way back. No, you have to plan your trips a lot more. You have to explore carefully, and I really missed that element of the game in late game playing normally with a map. So yeah, it's definitely, yeah, sailing is underrated. I hope that the devs do bring more content to the ocean biome. I know it was on the roadmap at some point, but with the season 2, we know that we will have more ocean-based content and mobs, so that will be a nice
Sorry.
experience.
Sorry, on the stream, you're going to hear me cough, and well, you've already heard it.
We got a few more questions from our viewers. We've got Greg that's asking, what kind of things are you looking forward to building with new Mistland items? The build items that are coming out.
Well, so I the new marble pieces that we're gonna you get access to build. Um, I'm really looking forward to those, of course, and any other build pieces that they give us. But all the admin spawnable stuff that we can use that the players just don't have access to, they become a really nice novelty when we put them in locations like these vines. Like hopefully someday they give us the ability to place these vines because they're just so awesome for decoration. But there's just so many things in the code that are at some locations throughout the world that we can spawn only in admin mode, and then some hidden things that don't even exist in the world that we can spawn. And those are the things that I'm really interested in. I know everybody's like, Mistlands, yay, and new monsters and mobs and build pieces. And I'm just thinking, yeah, that, and I just want to see all the cool admin stuff they're going to let me spawn in. So...
And we also have another question, and this one actually a good one from Uros. He's a new player that just joined us recently. It's
welcome.
one of the new Vikings. So is asking, will platform islands like the ones that exist for the Viking Elite in the playground will be available in a season? I'm guessing the question would be something like, will we have sky locations, maybe?
Oh yeah, so the elite members have a special perk on the Viking playground in that they get a platform made of a rock, a flattened rock, positioned in the sky, floating up there near the Isidro tree, and they also get a waterfall platform, so a rock floating out there over the waterfall, so they can build a house and have that amazing view. And
will we have POIs with those kinds of locations? Like POIs set in the sky, for example.
Yeah, that is maybe. It's I'll just say yes, sort of. I don't want to spoil it, but yes, you will find locations and places that you're not expecting them as well. They won't just be like this one. This is like it's a real world building that you can see and its history, and it was probably hundreds or a thousand years ago. It was an operating water mill grinding grains to make flour or something, like who knows, right? Uh, but then there are other locations that are in the world that only evil things know about, and you have to discover.
I think the question was also aimed around on the playground. The elite members have that perk of a sky platform. Will that be available on the seasonal server?
It will not. Yeah, the seasonal servers, we're not doing elite perks. No sky platforms or waterfall platforms, or frost caves of your choice to build in. Like a lot of people, the elite members want to build in the cave because we allow a mod that allows you to build in a cave in the dungeons, and they like to build in either the frozen lake frost cave or the one with the pool of water, because it's really neat to build in there. But Season 2 server, actually, you will not be able to build in dungeons at all. We are not allowing that mod on seasonal servers. We do not want the players hiding in dungeons. We want you out in the world experiencing all the new content, doing your Safari Explorer achievements, Gwen, and jumping into vines crazily, trying to find the way in. We want you out in the world, so because so much good content, and we want to prevent that this time. People building and hiding in their caves. And no elite perks on the seasonal server. Those will only be on the playground. And the new Mistland server. Once that launches, you will also get... that's going to be a new permanent server, and you will be able to... That'll be the third server that you'll be able to server hop with your main character. And elite members will get all their perks over there as well.
Mm-hmm. Are we done with this POI in terms of like sneak peek? Could we see another POI? And in the meantime, I've got a question.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk over here real quick, and to show you a little bit of this. But again, see that roof piece that's missing up there on the right? It's right there, and this whole water wheel,
Nice.
as you can see, is broken.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Wanted to see if I could show you something in the water. Kondo knows what I'm looking for. Don't you, Kondo?
If we see a fin, run.
I see bubbles right there. Let's see. It might be a fish, though. Oh, let me fly over here. Let's see. We did see some around here, didn't we, Kondo, last time?
Yeah, normally hang out in the shallows.
Yeah.
Piranhas?
Oh, I see one. There they are. Look at them go. Oh, look at them go.
They're turtles. Oh my god. There's turtles. I like turtles.
Finally, an enemy that I don't have to be afraid of.
If Thorin were here, you know what he would say?
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I do like turtles.
Look at them. I'm not going to get too close to them or make it too bright. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise for you guys.
Oh.
And there's a bunch of other little creatures like this around the world too that just make it fun. But there they
that
are.
Just made my day.
Yeah. Turtles. Okay, yeah, that's all I'm going to show you of that POI. I'm actually not going to show you how to get into that POI because it takes a little exploring to figure out how to get into this one and some of the other ones. So, and some are pretty straightforward, but yeah, there you go. That's the churn. Well done, Apollyon.
Yeah,
Thank
beautiful building.
Yeah.
I like naming all my builds to have specific name. I don't know, like just
yeah, they have a backstory.
The roof tiles falling down. It's just an OCD thing. Just I like it to be a thing. I don't know. It's the best way I put it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. It looks beautiful. When I look at that, I can see how it fell apart into itself. It's wonderful.
Oh, the poor turtle eye.
So Gwen, you wanted to check. Oh, and you're gonna see some of the mobs in the game have this glowing effect on them.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna explain that, but too much. But to say, yeah, you're gonna see a little extra surprise from those ones. So just be aware of that.
I'm guessing it's bad.
I think I know what that might
Right
means.
now, right now it looks more like magical farts to me.
Oh.
It looks kind of
Gwen, what was your experience in season 2? Just the magical farts
and turtles.
and turtles. Yeah, did they all get killed by the drakes? Oh no, they're over there
See.
swimming over there by that drake. See them in the distance there. Yeah. Yeah. So you wanted to see maybe one more location before we're done for today?
Yeah, and meanwhile, we can. There's a question that I had, which is just a general difficulty level. Like how difficult will it be? How does the difficulty scale as players progress and gear up?
Yeah, Kondo, you want to talk a little bit about that since you put in so much work on the spawners?
How much do you want to talk about?
Yeah, like a 2-minute summary.
Well, stars have been limited, so you'll only see up to a certain star in the game, and we've also had the ability to limit certain mobs that have got high strength. We can limit those to a lower star as well. So we've gone through a number of mobs. Anything that's overpowered, we've scaled back where appropriate. But obviously, as Jiroc said, that throughout the course of the season 2 playing through, if there are any major issues that we haven't been able to find, we can still tweak those slightly. But yes, mobs have been scaled back, and the mobs were designed about creating a presence, not like hard mode, where they were fairly difficult.
Yeah, that's exactly it. A presence was the keyword that I used when I told Kondo when we discussed, because we did these custom spawners in hard mode, so we really learned how they worked. And I said, yeah, we don't want hard mode, we just want a presence. And then I defined it even further to say, we want a presence like the game has a presence already. So, in every biome, there's a presence of mobs. In the dungeons, in the frost caves, there's a presence of mobs. And that about that difficulty level, plus maybe another 30 or 40% in some cases, because like I said, some of the mobs will be a little bit higher level or more stars than you're used to. But as you can see here, I mean, you're at least seeing the outside of this. It doesn't look,
Yeah, it's
impossible.
not impossible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing with a group, it you can probably take them down in not too much time and then get exploring. But as the game was designed to have each biome kind of follow the progression of the player and the gear. So before you tackle the next biome, you need to be a certain level of gear and so on. And since you created custom content to fill in the Ashlands, the Deep North, did you use the same system to have like slightly tougher mobs in those new biomes?
Yeah, the new biomes, especially they, because we had to use mods to fill them with creatures. They have settings all based on the mods and Kondo and I's input, and not the default games, the way they run their standard mobs in the game. So it's a little bit of trial and error. As Kondo mentioned earlier, we may have to make a few things a little harder, or we may have to make a few things a little easier. So we'll be definitely looking for the players' feedback in the seasonal channels to see how it's going, to hear your great stories about the POIs that you found, the stories that were in your head, and if there are any tweaks that need to be made because maybe you found it was too hard. Maybe you had to do 10 corpse runs and you still couldn't get your corpse. Or maybe it was too easy. But yeah, if you let us know, we can do with just a single upload of basically a text file to the server. We can increase or lower the difficulty of things for the entire world wherever those are found. So it's not like we have to go in and change each and every mob. We can change all mobs at once with a quick little text file upload.
And the Woozle is asking if we can see a snow locks. So maybe the next location that we
Oh,
There
a
you go.
snow
show.
locks. Okay, let me put up my.
Yeah, because we saw it in the trailer video. We saw a white locks that seemed to live in the deep north. So
Okay, let me. I turned off my. Or on the stream, I added my still image so that I can open up my map because I don't want players to see the map.
Oh, we're seeing the map.
And the people
Seeing
in
the
channel
map.
may look away.
Well, yeah, if you're in this
Yeah,
channel, you might want to look away.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah, you're going to see the map in Discord, but you won't see it on the stream.
Forgot about it already.
All right, let's see here. Go up here. I don't know what I'm going to run into up there. This is all random.
And where there are snow loxes, there might be other kinds of loxes as well.
oh, fire loxes.
So I'm in
making it
the
up.
I'm in the deep north, and I just want to point this out. What are all those white things bouncing off of me, and why am I moving so slowly? That is a mystery you're going to have to figure out, and how to figure out how to overcome. Oh, look at that thing in the background that just spawned in. It's huge.
Yo, that is huge.
Yeah, I'm afraid to go over there, even in admin mode.
The golem. There's a snow golem.
So that I don't fly around and reveal too much, I'm actually going to spawn a snow locks right here for you guys. So, did not want to do that. Let's see, what's a good environment for up here? ENV snow probably is pretty good. Okay, and then we're going to spawn a locks.
Are you sure it's you've removed the still image on your stream?
They're listening to me while I have my still image up. Okay, there you go. Oh, so the thing I talked about spawning. Well, okay, yeah. So for the stream again here, you have to figure this out. All these white particles coming off of me, and I'm moving super slow. Yep.
Oh, it's like a tar effect, but with snow?
It might be a little cold up here. That's all I'm saying. You might want to think about the cold here. It's worse than the mountains. The mountains, you're not slowed down like this.
Wow.
But let me go into admin mode so I'm not slowed. Okay, so let me spawn in a snow locks if I can find the code for it. Oop, I might have just passed it. Nope. Oh, it's RRR. I might need help finding
RRN.
RRN underscore.
Yes.
Snow? No, not snow. Oh, you're seeing all the mobs. It's got to do it with just locks, right? It should show up in here somewhere. 26 I have to go through. So I'm looking for a RRN, in the code. Oh, it's just going in a circle now, I think.
I don't believe it's called the locks.
Oh, it's probably not, Or you know what? I can check real quick here if you guys just give me a second. I'll bring up my folder on my profile here off screen. So Apollyon, why don't you tell us a little bit about while I look for this stuff, tell us a little bit about the custom dungeons you've been working on and the challenges that you had with those.
Oh, well, the challenge last night was attempting to put the pieces together, which I truly don't think that people understand how difficult that is. Um, the skybox dungeons are pretty. The actual custom dungeons are fun to make. I mean, you're just making individual rooms. You can do with them what you want. You piece them together. You can change the layout. Um, and what I liked about them was every room is its own little point of interest. But yeah, last night I attempted to, because I've never done it before, put together one of those dungeons for you, and I did it. I technically did it, but it took many hours. Well, I'm assuming if you did it, you'd be like, 10 minutes, I'm done. Oh man, it's really hard.
Yeah.
There's the it's the mod tools and everything you have to get right and do it correctly. Well, I think you had mentioned before in a previous video, Kondo was joking about the center point. You do all that work. You get all the different assets. You get everything ready. You make the blueprint, and then you realize you forgot that one little part. So you got
The
to
center
do it
point.
again. You
Yeah.
got to do it again. I did that so many times.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I do I enjoyed it. There was a couple that it's very different, being that you're not making something out in the world and thinking about what it would look like in the environment. It's its own environment, so you have to take that into consideration.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, there's a few
it
tricks to connecting them, and I put together a standard modular dungeon system. It's actually something I would love to show the players real quickly, but might be a little too much behind the scenes and spoil the magic. Like when I worked at Disneyland in Southern California between my junior and senior year in high school, I worked at Disneyland and got to see it's not the magic that you see out there in the park as a guest, but it is still pretty interesting.
Regarding the magic behind the scenes, well, what mods will be needed to play on season 2? Are there optional? Are there mandatory mods? What what will be in play? Let's say.
Yeah, so I have a Jiroc Season 2 required mod pack that you can download now. And if you're curious, I mean, I would say don't spoil it for yourself and install it and play it in your single player. But yeah, you create a new profile in R2 Modman Mod Manager. It's super easy to install, super easy to create profiles, and super easy to find and install with just a few clicks, my mod pack, and it will download all the mods that you need that are required to play on the server. And then there will be, probably in the next day or two, there'll be an optional mod pack that you can install that are just kind of like quality of life stuff. So you can install that and turn on or off whichever mods you don't want. So a lot of the mods that we use on the Viking are the quality of life, optional quality of life ones on the Viking playground that are allowed. Some of those will be allowed. And then, as you can see with this content, I mean, one of the mods is, Jiroc's snow locks. I mean, it's not my snow locks. Some
Rocks, locks, that even rhymes.
somebody did the work to, change the color of the locks and whatnot to make it look like it's frozen.
It's a lovely paint job. Someone took the time of painting the whole fur.
Yeah.
It looks great.
And yeah, it even looks wet, like it's, or frozen.
Oh, it's ice. Yeah, it looks
It's
frozen,
icy.
like crystal. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
nice
Everyone in
detail.
everyone in chat is losing their mind over how cute the locks is. People want to know, is it tameable and can they have perma babies on the Viking playground of those locks?
Well, not on the Viking playground, but you could potentially maybe have baby locks.
I'm guessing the
Or
AI
not
must be the same. So yeah,
well-
they should be able to breathe.
So I'm looking at the file now just to see, and they are not tameable currently. but you never
Sad.
know. There could be, a patch, a Jiroc Season 2 patch notes that come out making them tameable at some point. And maybe some other things just for fun. But I have to go through this file and decide which ones I want to be tameable, because I actually have the ability to make any mob in the game tameable, but it has to fit the immersion that we're going for here. So, yeah, I don't see a
So
reason.
if you want to see how cute it is, you're going to have to get close to it, and it's going to try to step on you.
Oh yeah, these things here. I'll just unghost for a second, and just like your normal, is he gonna come at me? Come at me, bro. Oh yeah, he's engaged. No, no, don't stop me! Ah.
Brush stomp.
Not so cute, is it?
Okay, I'm ghosted. I don't want to upset him. Poor little bugger.
We've got a few more questions in chat.
Yeah.
We've got Ruzul and Uros asking if there's gonna be any Veg Vizierstone mods. I don't know which mods exactly they're talking about, to be honest. And also, will there be mods in here like Epic Loot? Famous one.
Yeah. So with the mods, basically the mods that I primarily installed were to add a couple of not a couple, but to add some new creatures. Oh, you can see some new creatures there stomping around in the snow in the distance too. Maybe we could sneak over while we're talking. We're to add creatures, both the frozen kind and the eight-legged kind and some other things, and the giant snow kind like that thing over there. And location, like this is the deep north. This is not a mountain biome. And look at all the stuff that's here. And this rock here, that's that giant curved rock, that's not even in regular Valheim, but it is in the code. So this mod I used populated this with rocks and trees and thistle and these giant, I think it's called a rock formation, that thing. So those are the mods we basically to add content to the new biomes, both the fighting content and the environment content. But no, I avoided mods, I should say, that change the game mechanics. I want you to be able to come here familiar with the game, with the mechanics that we love. So no epic loot, no special loot drops, no class system, no rogues or warriors and mages or any of that stuff. I didn't want to change the game mechanics. This is the game we love, and maybe in the future I'll do a heavily modded server with something like that, because I know some people might be interested, but I'm afraid to go over there. Look at that guy. He's huge.
What is that? A giant.
It's
A nice giant.
It's a giant. I don't know. I'm afraid. I'm staying over here. And there's some things walking around on the ground next to him too. Looks like with a wolf cape or something.
So a couple more questions and then probably wrapping up.
Yeah.
For people who are new to our community and our servers and who want to join, if they're new to the server and they're a bit afraid of taking on this adventure, are these penguins? Are these penguins?
What?
Oh my god, there's penguins.
What is that down
Yeah.
there? Those are the most
Oh my
deadly
God.
creatures in the game. Don't go near them.
Oh,
those are
they will cuddle you to
monsters.
death.
Yes. I'm keeping my distance. You'll have to explore when you get here. So you were asking, Gwen? Or
Yeah,
or you
sorry,
were
got distracted by the cute
penguins?
mobs. Yeah, so for people who are new to the server and who don't want to take on the challenge on their own, how do they find people to play with? And if they join a bit late and so on, will they still be able to join the server and have fun and join existing groups?
Yeah, so if you want to play in a Season 2 server by opening weekend, which will start on Thursday, unless you live in the future like Condo, it'll be your Friday in Australia. But Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific time, the servers will go live, the survival and the NoMap. And if you want to be that last weekend or the starting weekend, the last day to sign up is Sunday. So tomorrow, if you sign up, you'll be able to get on that opening weekend. It's just so that we can onboard everybody, and because what we do is we like to, introduce you, do a little interviews just so you get to know the player, somebody on the server, one of our staff members, and then maybe get a little quick tour of the playground server if you have time for that. And that process, it takes a little while. We really like to take each new member and welcome them to the community. It's not like some servers where you join, you hop in, you're anonymous, you run around, maybe you meet people, maybe you don't. Now here we like to really introduce you to the community so you can become part of the community and feel comfortable here. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, just whatever your comfort level is, and that's how you get in an opening weekend. So you got to sign up by tomorrow. But if you do want to play, you can still sign up, and we will onboard you the following Monday. So anybody who signs up by Sunday, we'll be onboarding all those new members throughout the week. And on Monday after the opening weekend, we will then open it up to everybody else. And we're actually getting quite a few people joining. If we get another dozen or two, I might have to open up a second server for the survival. So we'll see if the load, if we have that many people that we need to open up another seasonal server. But right now I think we're good, because it's nice to have a healthy amount of people playing so that any time of day you get on, there's somebody on to hang out with. Oh, there's a second creature down there, Gwen, besides the penguin, if you can see it moving around.
I saw something that looked like a seal.
There's something moving down there.
I think the Safari Explorer challenge achievement is definitely going to be my favorite one.
Oh yeah, lots of fun stuff to come across in the world. I've shown too much. What's that, Kondo?
I was going to say it might depend on which biome you need to go to, Gwen, to get that safari shot. On how much you enjoy it.
It's fine. I'll group up with people. I'll let them do the fighting and the scary Viking stuff, and I'll just go around, take pictures of the cute animals, wander at the beautiful builds, look at the sunset, do normal Gwen stuff.
Oh yeah, Michael's asking about season 2 character naming conventions. Yeah, it'll be just like season 1. With season 1, we started with a space and then your character name that matches, at least recognizable as your main character on the playground. And season 2 will continue that tradition, and it'll be with the letter B. And NoMap will be B and the letter N, as in no map.
Yeah, I'll post all the information you need to join the servers, the naming conventions for the new characters and so on in the next couple of days on our Discord, if you're part of the community already. But yeah, for those who are not yet part of the community and want to join, how do they sign up?
Yeah, to sign up, you just go to my website, jiroctheviking.com. There's an application. Just fill out a couple of quick questions and the character name that you want to play in the game. And then you join our Discord server, ask for an interview, and change your nickname to match your character name, just, so we can know who we're talking to and engaging with. And that's that simple. Yeah. And it is, my servers are all patron supported. As you know, I have been doing YouTube videos, building up my channel, getting close to 10,000 subscribers, where we'll do a live face reveal stream once we hit that to celebrate. But yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah,
there.
so patron supported, and we everyone who joins the community gets a nice Viking welcome. We have lots of traditions to make sure people feel welcome and get introduced to the community and have some help when they first log in. And yeah, in terms of also, because I kind of we didn't really answer the question around how do we find people to play with. That's why it's better to sign up early. If you sign up now, you'll have a couple of days or at least a week where you can play on the permanent servers, mingle with all the existing players, and yeah, just figure out like how you want to play it. If you want to play it alone or with a group, if you want to join some groups that are forming up and so on. And yeah, but no pressure as well. Like I think it was a very organic thing in season 1 where everyone logged in and then kind of went a direction and just came across other players and ended up helping each other, and then boom, they're now a little group playing together. So yeah, it's a very friendly and nice community. Everyone helps everyone, so it won't feel like some of the big public and very anonymous servers where you're just one of many players, but you don't really get to interact with people. So yeah, we like to keep our community like a close knit group, a big family, and yeah, join early if you want to join for launch weekend. You've got until tomorrow to send your application. And if you sign up afterwards, you will be able to still join season 2 and yeah, and join in the fun.
Yeah, and if you join now, we'll have plenty of stuff for you to do. There's plenty of events already going on all week. Lots of gather ups of introductions of players, and also fun events to do all along.
Yeah, we've got pretty much a one community event every day until season 2 launch. I think we just before this stream did like a little tavern feast. We like to do those to welcome new players. And then I think tomorrow we've got an introduction of all the clans that we have, which are kind of RP roleplay based groups on the playground server. Then what do we have? Monday, there's like there's going to be a fun community led event. On Tuesday, it's a reset of the resource server. Yeah, basically you'll have opportunities to join in community events every day until we launch on Thursday, the season 2.
Yeah. Oh, so that actually, I just was reminded. So season 1, the day it launched, there were like little few issues because we have so many players, and so again, season 2, new mods, a lot of new experiences. We'll ask for your patience if the server, it runs into any little glitches, but we'll be there to try to help with any technical issues you're having, and anything that happens with the server, we'll be there to make right. So, yeah, it should be super exciting.
Yeah, we have a team of almost 20 staff now, admin, community managers, and helpers that are here to support the community, help anyone that is having technical issues or other issues, and yeah, just make sure that everything is running smoothly and with the best experience possible for the players on the server. So yeah, when you join, you will have lots of people here to help if you're running into issues, and don't you dare put that Lox on fire.
It was an accident.
Do not. Do not.
I know, it's mean. He can't see me and I put him on fire. It's not fair.
Melt the ice and just turn him into a regular Lox.
Oh, maybe, huh?
Oh.
Ooh, he's taking me for a ride. Lox Rodeo. He's slippery. He's icy. Oh, no, I fell off.
Maybe Jiroc just fly to one more POI just as we're
just for fun, real quick. Just
some
give
of
a
these
little teaser.
Other little.
Any suggestions, Kondo or Apollyon, for a quick peek at something else before we close up stream?
Is it possible to show the beginning of one of the dungeons?
It is possible.
How about the very beginning of the machine?
Oh, the machine. Oh my goodness. This thing is amazing. Okay.
Do you want to show are you sure you want to show the best stuff?
That's why I was so like just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Just the beginning. Okay.
Let me put up my little image here. Remind me if I forget to take it down. There, let me go to this location. Yeah, I have a spreadsheet with teleport coordinates to all of these. All right. So
Josh in chat is asking if you've looked at Krompok mod called Krompok Locations. Interesting and cool POI stuff.
yes, I have. His assets are licensed and require special permission to use. So it's something I'm still actually considering here in the last few days. And I've spoken with him a little while back, but I need to follow up with him. Yeah, maybe but yeah, probably not for season 2. I really think that maybe for season 3 we'll see some of his stuff because he has some amazing things that add some new sea creatures and actually add like coral reefs and all kinds of cool stuff like that. Yeah, maybe in season 3 we'll see that. Anyway, I see poison resist.
Well, now looking at this, I totally forgot about the entrance. I told you I made so many things.
Let me take this so I'm not poisoned. Okay, I'm going to show the stream now. Here we go. So this is the entrance to the machine.
Change
you take
environment
the-
to
Oh, right. I got the wrong environment.
Take
It's
the image
snowing.
And also the still image for the YouTube live.
Oh, yeah, I removed it. It'll update here in a second.
Okay.
Oh, and it's very dark. Let me get my torch out. So you might see some creatures running around out here. But so yeah, this is called the machine, and what's great about this is it actually feels like there was an old machine here. Look at this giant cogwheel. Isn't that amazing? And it's like pieces are falling apart from this structure. And this
I
is
definitely see a theme here between what we saw previously in the water mill, and Apollyon has maybe a slight obsession for wheels.
well, yeah, Vikings had in this world they had a little bit of engineering going on with their wheels and their stuff. But yeah, so you want to go into this Apollyon and just show like the first first hallway?
Yeah, it's not crazy hidden, so it's certainly
Okay, I don't want to show them how to get in, so I'm going to put up my image and then go inside of it here. Because that's a mystery. Just how to get into these things is a mystery for you to figure out. So I'm almost through the portal on the inside.
That's funny, Gwen. I didn't even realize how many wheels I made.
No, it's great. They look amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put the video stream back on. And so I found my way into that, just like you might with a regular dungeon. Instead of going through that black, hole of a dungeon and seeing the white portal, we just use the standard portal for this to come in here. And so you get a little hint of this thing in the trailer. And notice the floor. Every bit of floor is a grate above maybe where water was flowing, and you can see the grates are old and misaligned by all the growth on the walls and the floor. And yeah,
I like vines.
I don't think that this one is populated
wheels.
with mobs yet because I didn't see any on the outside or the inside. So this will be populated here in the next day or two with mobs.
Oh, wow.
Look at that giant collapse of something to close this off. So you have to explore to figure out. Maybe there's the Mad Viking pages hidden in here. And ooh, look at that wheel.
Oh, it's giving me chills. Can't wait to explore these locations.
Oh, and I'm cold. There we go. No more cold. Yeah, look at this. Vines growing all over it. Oh, yes. So glad vines are in the game, at least for the admins. But yeah, I'm not going to show you how to get out of this room, actually, because it's...
Wow. I just noticed where the wheel fell, the iron gates are caved a bit, as if they're caving under the weight of the Oh man, the attention to detail on this Apollyon is amazing.
Yeah, look at the floor. See how the floor has broken
Yeah.
where the wheel has fallen.
Wow.
Look at that, and you could see. Look, oh, somebody was crushed by it.
Oh,
Look at that.
wow.
Some old Viking got crushed by the wheel when it fell. One of the that's a really good thing to bring up. You're going to see the pickable skeletons around, and we started to find ways to make them unpickable, but you'll find a lot of them that are still pickable, and we ask you, please don't pick the skeletons. Please don't, so that other players can enjoy the story behind it, like this poor guy, Viking who got crushed by the wheel. I believe that one is pickable. But yes, please don't pick the skeletons in the dungeons. Maybe now me saying that is going to make somebody want to pick all of them.
I'll just spend the next month running around putting skeletons back.
Yes, you might have to if you want that full immersion effect. Yeah, but just look at this, and oh, look at where does that go? I can't get in there, but it goes somewhere. Look at how far down that goes. So these
Oh,
total,
this
like I
is so
said, game level design that gives me the chills. Even now as I'm talking about it, but as I'm running around placing these and like Apollyon, great job on this. It's amazing. This level
yeah,
designs you've done.
mind blowing.
I'm not going to
Thank
show
you.
you
Well,
how to get out of this room. So
yeah. Well, thanks to you, Apollyon, I'm gonna have to apologize to my friends and family who won't see me for the next 2 months. I'm gonna probably also need to quit my day job so I can spend all my time playing on this.
right,
Wow.
yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
And of course, we're showing because we've got Apollyon here. We're showing mostly Apollyon's build, so we can talk through. But we've had a whole team of amazing builders on season 2 working on some of those amazing custom dungeons and locations. So yeah, might be worth giving them a little shout out.
Oh, Vaste, Conorus, Yalric, Morning Darkness, Bane. It just some of the coolest stuff.
Oh yeah,
If I
Yeah.
forgot anybody, chime in.
yeah. You'll see a couple of their builds too, really quickly in the trailer. Really quick cuts, but yeah, there's a lot of things to explore, and um, some that feel appropriate, you'll find them in multiple locations around the world too, just because they feel appropriate, like the world would have more than one of those locations. So if you're exploring one end of the world and other people in the other end of the world, you may not have to travel to the other end of the world to see that location, but you'll want to, because a few things will have been tweaked in that location, and there'll be a new achievements at the similar locations. But yeah, POIs that feel like they could be multiples in the world, you'll definitely see them again and get to experience them again. And hopefully you get to experience them again when other players log in that haven't experienced it, and you say, "Hey, I've been there. Let's go." And then, but maybe you don't want to show them all the secrets. Maybe you just want to hang back and say, "Yeah, find your way out of this room. I did it once. I'm not going to show you. let you figure it out."
A couple of people are in chat are asking if some of us will be streaming our playthrough of the season 2, and yes, I will be streaming the season 2, my playthrough of the NoMap version. I hope Morning Darkness will find some time to join, also on NoMap, and she'll be streaming on Twitch. She's Morning Darkness on Twitch, and I'm Gwen the Shield Maiden on YouTube. I believe, do we have any other streamers that will be doing survival? Jiroc, will you be playing?
I will probably be jumping on and doing quick previews videos. That's really what I want to do. I want to do little quick preview videos of each POI. So you'll start to, as time progresses, you'll get a quick little peek at each POI. I won't give away, the entire thing, of course, but just so you start to see some of the content that's out there. So whether you've not signed up to play on the server yet, you get to see a little bit more. Maybe It'll interest you. But if you are signed up and you're playing on the server and you see a quick little preview of something, and it'll remind you to say, "Oh, that exists in the world somewhere. I've got to go find that."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if anyone who's watching this who has joined our community and happens to be streaming, you're more than welcome to stream. I think it's a great way to show some of the fun stuff that we get on the server. So yeah, people are encouraged to stream. So hopefully we'll have some regular streamers on the survival version of the season 2 as well.
Yeah, and I've invited all the other YouTubers and Twitchers who from the Ravenheim server. So we'll see if any of them are interested. They have
That's a fun series of videos if nobody's checked it out.
Yeah, the Ravenheim is fun. There's a lot of people. I've been on a few times, and I might try to get on here a little bit more after season 2 launches. It's just been taking up all my time. But yeah, so I've invited them, and we'll see. Maybe we can get a couple of them over, and maybe they'll do a little streaming. We'll see.
Yeah, and Petraz and Baste, who are players in our community, have confirmed that they'll be playing on Survival, I believe, and they'll be streaming. I think Petraz is on Twitch, and Baste will probably try to record some stuff and maybe on YouTube. Guys, if you just drop your links in comments of this video after the stream, and yeah, we'll make sure to push people your way so that they can live vicariously through stream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially when you're away from your computer, but you can look at your phone, right? Then you have something to watch. Yeah, so somebody in chat asked if they could become a builder for the seasonal servers. And yes, whether you're a member now or you're thinking about becoming a member of our servers, yeah, all you have to do is reach out and express your interest, and then we can show you a little bit of behind the scenes stuff about how to become a builder on the seasonal servers. Not only for the seasonal servers, but I need builders to help build locations for our resource server reset and interesting events and locations like this and other things on our Viking playground and in the resource server, like I said. So yeah, I definitely need builders. I cannot build all this stuff myself. There's so much great content, and I really rely on the builders to people who like building in creative mode. We can give you a little guidance on how to use the mods. I will be putting out more videos on how to use different mods. I do have a video out on how to use Jere Kusula's Infinity Hammer, which is a great start if you want to do building with mods in creative mode. You definitely want to watch that whole video. I think it's about 40 minutes long because there's so much to go through. And yeah, I'll eventually get through some of the other mods to show you how to do cool stuff like this as well.
That's right. I think one of the great things about this server is there's so many different playstyles, but there's also people who really like building or who are really into lore or who really like the kind of event admin events side of things. And there's so many opportunities to actually group up with other people and get coaching, get a bit of mentoring on how to use some of those admin tools or some of the mods that we're using for building. And I think a lot of the builders have really enjoyed that process and learning from others, learning from you as well, Jiroc, on how to use the mods, because you work with the modders and you know so much about these mods, and it's really nice for people who are really curious about those aspects, who want to become a bit of a game master, dungeon master themselves. It's a great way to practice and learn a ton. And yeah, as you said earlier, you do have a new patron tier now, a game master tier, and I believe that also comes with a bunch of locations, blueprints for locations like this for people who might not be ready to join our servers, or who are actually running servers themselves and who want to put out content similar to this. That's also something that you now offer through your Patreon.
Yeah, if you want to play my Season 1 map by yourself or even with just a couple of your friends via the Steam multiplayer option or even load it onto a server, it's now available for download. the game master tier. So you'll get the seasonal server maps. Then you'll get monthly blueprint packs if you like to build in creative mode. I take a few things each month that myself and my builders put together and upload assets for you, either assets for building and or actual blueprints and locations, dungeons, things like that. You really, if you're a creative builder and you want to build interesting things for your players to do, building a modular dungeon system is an amazing thing that I've developed, and you'll definitely want to download some of mine and the ones that Apollyon and some of the other Vaste and a few others are building, so that you can do your own custom modular system and get rid of those burial chambers and sunken crypts that are in the game, because they're just so simple. I mean, they're fun, a couple of times, but they're not like the glorious frost caves. But my modular dungeon system now, you can create really, really epic. You'll see this one here, or in the trailer for season 2, there's a couple of sneak peeks into some of the modular dungeon systems. So, anything else,
Yeah.
Gwen?
No, I think we're ready to wrap up. So yeah, everyone, thanks for following. Thanks for asking your questions. I'm sure we'll be keeping an eye on the comments as well for the on-demand version of this live Q&A. So if you're watching this on demand and you had questions that weren't answered, pop them in comments. We'll reply.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking forward to season 2. It's going to be epic. I'm going to have to prepare myself for not a lot of sleep for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think on season 1 we got a report. I think 17 hours. A couple of people reported playing the first day through. We'll
those
see if we can break.
marathon folks.
Well, it's not healthy. Let's not encourage unhealthy.
Yeah, no unhealthy behavior.
Unhealthy
Game
behavior.
game responsibly.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Eat
Walk
and
a bit.
sleep and all of that. Yeah.
The content's not going anywhere. You'll get to it.
Well, that's the thing in season 1. The first one that got to it, they got to experience it. But in season 2, it doesn't matter when you get to the content, to the location. It'll be there waiting for you. Everything, just as if it were brand new for the first person. So you could take your time.
Yeah.
Get up every 2 hours and stretch and walk and and hydrate.
Exactly.
Well, on behalf of everybody that spent their time building and creating all these wonderful things, I hope everybody enjoys it. We all enjoyed making it for you. Yeah, next Thursday is going to be a blast.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, it'll be fun to hear from the players and see what their experiences are and to start to tell the tales of season 2. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and here in the U.S., your long holiday weekend, because Monday's a holiday for us here. And we'll see everybody on Thursday. That's it for now. Have fun out there.